Alright. I said I wouldn't do it, and I went and did it. I had the little sample packet of which she complained, but I saw the Deep 6 lager from Bowen Island in the bargain bin. 5% alcohol, and I thought, they had the taster's pack there, and I didn't like any of the previous beers. I did all four, so go ahead and review them. Here's a Deep 6 lager in their pamphlet. So they had a bunch of other beers in this pamphlet that came along, and so apparently they're supposed to have some good stuff. I haven't had any yet, so I'm not going to believe it till I taste some. This came from the same kind of batch as the other one, so I'm not expecting a whole lot. The other lager pretty much tastes like malt liquor, not real strong, but okay, it's got a pretty good smell to it. There's the headshot there. I don't know if you can see very well. Pretty typical. Yep. It's got a really nice balance of the sweetness up front. Great initial taste. A little bit of a weird bitter in the back. A little bit of the roof of your mouth a bit. It's been in the fridge all day. It's cold enough, There's a color shot, right? Give you an idea what you got. Oh, I can't do it. Thought I could burp. Yeah, I don't know. This one's probably one of their better ones. I poured it in a glass. It is pretty rank bitter. I can see this getting really bad by the end of the can. If you're drinking out of a can, absolutely. Harsh beer in the back is not doesn't have quite the malt liquor presence as the other lager though. At that color though, makes me wonder. Looks like corn. It's got some harsh bitterness in there. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. That bitter in the back is just. Ugh. Well, it's a cheap lager. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. A little bit of a hollow spot. Kind of frothy, but the bitter coming through is just rancid, I don't know. This one's starting to taste a lot like malt liquor too, but I don't know if that's the real problem here. I don't know. Ugh. Yeah, I spent $1.40 on this beer, and I think it's worth about $1. It's a $1 beer. Off the shelf, not in the bargain, but it's a $1 beer. Um, sorry, $1 is $1 of beer. It's a lucky lager. No, it's gross. If this was slightly warm on a hot day and you're drinking out of the can, this would be unbearable. At 5%, this has the bitterness and the alcohol presence of a Boris Bold at like an 8% lager. This is like Boris Bold's way better than this. I can just compare it with like some of the shittiest lager you've ever drank. That's somewhere in here. It's got a nice like round flavor at the front, but there's such a hollow, foamy spot in the middle. I don't know what the hell. Ugh. The initial taste is good, and the aftertaste is bad. I could. As for malt liquor, I can't say for sure, but it sure comes off harsh like that. I don't know if that's. I mean, this beer is so weird. It's one of the weird ones. It's one of them improperly made. It is lacing. I mean, it must have some kind of hop oil. It tastes phony, like it's jacked with corn and it's hop oiled and any other condensed can. They're probably using malt extract and shit. It's just I don't know what the hell they're doing, but the beer tastes separate from the water almost. Like the flavors are separated. It's in the foam is coming through like club soda in the middle where it's zapped out for just a second and the body disappears and comes back again. It's really this is a Twilight Zone beer. It's like I don't know. And I did it just because just out of coincidence that I just did the previous four just before this one. That's the only reason I bought this again because at $1.40, I'm like, well, it's worth $1.40 worth of shits and giggles or something. I don't know. It's just like the other four. It's not. This is not like it's fancy ass new shit. Like you may as well drink Molson or Old Style Pilsner. This is the one I'm gonna review next. If you're not familiar with Old Style Pilsner, this is Old Style Pilsner. This is the label. This is from the Sick Brewery in Lethbridge. Fritz Sick. Six. Brewmeisters came to Lethbridge, German, I believe, to brew their beer. I always thought I was just saying this is Saskatchewan beer. Saskatchewan, they're the official sponsor of the Rough Riders, Saskatchewan's CFL Canadian football team. And they had the similar color stuff, but it actually, I believe Molson bought this. It should say on here, but it doesn't say actually much of anything. It's Toronto, Montreal, St. John's, Canada, Union made, no preservatives. Molson, Vancouver and Edmonton. So I guess those are your two choices of where it's brewed. No preservatives, aside from the alcohol. 5% beer. So I'm gonna talk up Old Style Pilsner during this review. So you got the rabbit on the cap. That's the rabbit. This is the original label. So they actually got a kind of a cool website. If you haven't tried this beer, I do recommend it. It is a really good price. This beer was about a 12er. It's $20. This is not real shit beer, especially if you know what you're doing with it. It has a real neat. I'm plugging old style Pilsner on here. Out of the bottle, you can't forget it. It's totally unique. They claim that it's the same recipe that Six were using. I'm guessing it'll be pretty similar, but it might not. I'm sure probably not the same exact beer. But the hops in it, it's a very dank beer. It's a very, you know, very sweet up front. But we're gonna review that one next. And I'm excited about this beer. I got a good deal on it. It's gonna keep me in beer for the next couple of weeks until I can get some shit happening. You know what I mean? Until I can get some dough rolling again, so I can get some big jugs of Imperial Stout. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. If anyone ever watches this review. Yeah. I'm being maybe a little bit harsh. There's a lot of people that would drink it and maybe not know any better. But I think the percentage of people that would drink this and not know that it's shit would be pretty small. Even amongst pale lager, like guys that like cheap beer, people that like brew house and stuff. Nothing against those beers. They're kind of good for the dollar. Like, I mean, if you're in a pinch and you gotta have a beer with your chicken, I drink brew house, no problem. keeping in mind that it's a lower budget beer. Um, this, I don't remember it being all that cheap, and it's worse. It's worse than a lot of the cheaper beers. So this is definitely your introductory into your good beer. Actually, I prefer this over Molson Canadian. It's just a personal preference of mine, and I prefer it. And Molson's okay. Don't get me wrong there. I do like Molson Dry as well, but I do like this even over Labatt. I was on a Labatt kick for a little bit, but it's so overpriced. Like Labatt Blue is. I think it's last time I bought it, a 12 pack was like $27. Yeah, it was outrageous. There's not as much in it as this. You're getting more flavor in this, and if you drink it out of a glass or if you drink it out of a bottle, it's a completely different beer almost. So maybe I'll pour most of it, but leave some in the bottle just to because traps in those aromas and stuff in the bottle. It's just I don't know what it is, but it's just different. But as for this beer, this was shot down. I mean, this is just. I gave the other ones like 3s and 4s out of 11, and that's not an exaggeration. That's just like this is below a halfway beer. Like I call Brewhouse easy halfway beer because it's cheap and it's better than this. So like it's better than maybe Colt 45, but not by much. And at 5%, that's bad. I mean, Colt 45, what is that? That's like 7-8% beer. I know the ones up here, Big Bear's like it's like an 8% beer. Those malt liquors, and they taste about like that. A little bit stronger. I probably would prefer the Big Bear. I like it maybe a little bit better than the other lager, but I don't know. It's such a hard. It's at best a 4. I call it a 3.5 beer. I don't feel as though I'm gonna get a headache from it though. Whether there's corn or not in there, that's a complete mystery. It does taste harsh. 3.5 out of 11. Sad. Sad, sad.